The marble halls of Preston Academy echoed with laughter and clinking glasses as I adjusted my plain black uniform, trying to blend in with the other catering staff. My brother Nathan's voice carried across the grand hall. The shrimp cocktail needs refilling at the VIP table. Try not to embarrass me, Jack. I suppressed a smile as I refilled the silver trays. If Nathan only knew who was really embarrassing him tonight. But that revelation would come soon enough. The Preston Academy's 10-year reunion was in full swing, a gathering of America's elite celebrating their shared history at the nation's most prestigious prep school. Nathan, ever the perfect Preston graduate, had insisted I work as catering help rather than attend as his brother. "It's better this way," he'd said this morning, adjusting his Rolex. "We don't want to explain to everyone why my brother's a college dropout who spends his time in a basement lab that had just made a discovery worth billions. But Nathan didn't know that part yet. "Jack," Nathan's sharp voice cut through my thoughts. "Dr. Morrison's glass is empty. Do try to pay attention." I grabbed a bottle of champagne and headed toward the VIP table, where Dr. James Morrison, Nathan's former science teacher and now head of the prestigious Morrison Research Institute, sat with other distinguished alumni. "The future of Preston," Nathan was saying, gesturing to his former classmates. "Top surgeons, Wall Street executives, tech entrepreneurs. And then there's my brother, who couldn't even finish freshman year at State." The table chuckled politely as I poured their champagne. If they only knew that the paper burning a hole in my pocket would revolutionize their entire field. 3 years earlier. "You're dropping out?" Nathan's voice filled our parents' living room with disappointment. "After everything Mom and Dad sacrificed to send you to college?" I tried to explain about the research, about the breakthrough I was close to achieving in cellular regeneration. But Nathan, with his Preston education and Harvard MBA, only saw failure. "This is why you should have gone to Preston," he sighed. "They would have taught you persistence, discipline. Instead, you're throwing away your future on some pipe dream in a basement lab." "It's not a pipe dream," I insisted. "The preliminary results are promising. If I could just get funding." "Funding?" Nathan laughed. "Who's going to fund a college dropout? Face it, Jack, you're not cut out for success like the rest of us." I left that day with nothing but my research notes and determination. While Nathan climbed the corporate ladder at his investment firm, I worked nights as a lab technician, using every spare dollar and minute to pursue my research. Present day. Speaking of research, Dr. Morrison's voice drew my attention back to the VIP table. "Has anyone seen the paper making waves in cellular biology? Something about a breakthrough in regenerative medicine." My heart skipped a beat. The paper in my pocket suddenly felt heavier. "Oh, some unknown researcher," Nathan dismissed with a wave. "Probably nothing significant." Dr. Morrison frowned. "Actually, it's being hailed as revolutionary. The author is publishing under a pseudonym, but rumor has it they've solved the telomere degradation problem that's stumped us for decades." I couldn't help myself. "The researcher used a novel approach to cellular repair," I said quietly, earning sharp looks from both Nathan and the VIP guests. "The help should not interrupt," Nathan hissed, but Dr. Morrison held up his hand. No, let him speak. You seem familiar with the research." Before I could respond, the doors burst open. Alexandra Chen, CEO of Chen Biotech and one of the world's leading pharmaceutical companies, strode in. She wasn't supposed to arrive for another hour. "Dr. Morrison," she called out, her voice carrying across the hall. "I believe we found our mystery researcher." Nathan stood smoothing his expensive suit. "Ms. Chen, welcome to Preston Academy. I don't believe we were expecting you so." "Where is he?" she interrupted, scanning the room. Her eyes landed on me, still holding the champagne bottle in my catering uniform. "Dr. Jackson Roberts." The room went silent. Nathan's champagne glass slipped from his fingers, shattering on the marble floor. "I believe," I said calmly, pulling the research paper from my pocket, "you wanted to discuss my findings on cellular regeneration." Nathan's face had turned an interesting shade of white. What is happening?" Dr. Morrison grabbed the paper, his eyes widening as he read. "This is impossible. You're a dropout, a caterer." Alexander Chen smiled. "A dropout who just revolutionized modern medicine. The telomere repair protocol in this paper, it's worth billions." The silence in Preston Academy's grand hall shattered as Nathan found his voice. This is ridiculous, he sputtered. Jack? My brother Jack. He cleans test tubes in a basement. Your brother, Alexander Chen said coolly, has just revolutionized regenerative medicine. Those test tubes you mock, they contain the future of cellular repair. I placed the champagne bottle carefully on the VIP table, removing my server's apron. Actually, Nathan, I own the lab. Those nights you thought I was working as a janitor? I was running breakthrough experiments in cellular regeneration. Dr. Morrison hadn't looked up from my paper, his fingers trembling slightly as he turned the pages. The telomere repair sequence. It's elegant, so simple, yet we all missed it. How did you? Because he didn't have Preston's resources weighing him down, Alexandra interrupted. No preconceptions, no traditional methods to unlearn. Sometimes the greatest innovations come from outside the system. Nathan's face had cycled through several interesting colors before settling on a sickly pale. But you're a dropout. You work as a caterer. I worked as a lab tech to fund my research, I corrected quietly. And tonight? I wanted to see if 3 years had changed you, Nathan. If you'd learned to look past appearances. The other Preston alumni were furiously Googling on their phones. Whispers spread through the crowd as they found the headlines. Revolutionary cellular repair protocol shakes medical community and mystery researchers' discovery values at $4.2 billion. Why didn't you tell me? Nathan demanded, his voice cracking. I'm your brother. Tell you? I laughed softly, like when I tried to explain my research 3 years ago. You said, and I quote, who's going to fund a college dropout? Alexander Chen stepped forward, placing a contract on the table. Chen Biotech is prepared to fund him. Exclusively. The initial offer is $3 billion, with ongoing royalties. The room erupted in chaos. Preston alumni who had been smirking at the help minutes ago were now desperately trying to get my attention. Nathan's prestigious classmates who had spent the evening bragging about their successful careers suddenly looked less impressive. Dr. Roberts, Dr. Morrison said, finally looking up from the paper, would you consider a position at the Morrison Institute? Full research privileges, of course. Actually, Alexandra cut in smoothly. Jack will be heading our new regenerative medicine division. Unless other offers interest you. She raised an eyebrow at me. I thought about the nights in my lab, working while Nathan attended charity galas. About the family dinners where he bragged about his Preston connections while dismissing my hobby. About the look on his face when I tried to share my breakthroughs. The Chen Biotech offer stands, I said calmly, on one condition. Name it, Alexandra replied. The research stays accessible. No price gouging, no exclusive patents. This technology should help people, not just profits. She smiled. I had a feeling you'd say that. It's why we want you. Nathan had sunk into a chair, his perfect Preston posture crumbling. All this time, in that basement lab. While you were building connections, I finished for him. I was building something that could change lives. Different definitions of success, I suppose. The next few hours were surreal. Preston alumni who had ignored me all evening now clustered around, hanging on every word as I explained my research. Dr. Morrison kept rereading the paper, occasionally muttering brilliant under his breath. 1 month later, the Chen Biotech Research Center opened its doors, my lab upgraded from a basement to a state-of-the-art facility. The telomere repair protocol was already in clinical trials, showing promising results. Nathan had tried to reach out several times, usually with business proposals or investment opportunities. I let most of his calls go to voicemail. But yesterday, something different arrived, a package containing his Preston Academy signet ring and a letter. Jack, I was wrong. Not just about your research, but about what success really means. Preston taught us to value status, connections, appearance. You learn to value discovery, innovation, helping others. I'm not asking for forgiveness or investment opportunities. I'm just saying I understand now, and I'm proud to be your brother. Nathan. I placed the ring in my desk drawer next to my original research notes. Sometimes success isn't about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right, and sometimes the greatest revenge isn't in humiliating those who doubted you, but in using your success to help others. The lab hummed with activity around me as I reviewed new test results. A cure for aging-related diseases was within reach, and this time, It wouldn't be locked behind Preston's marble walls or reserved for society's elite. Alexandra stopped by my office, smiling at the framed photo of my old basement lab. Your brother called again. Something about a Preston alumni investment group. Tell him thanks, I replied, but I already have all the investment I need. She nodded appreciatively. When I first read your paper, I expected some privileged researcher with fancy credentials, finding you in a catering uniform at Preston. Disappointed? The opposite. It proved you do whatever it took to pursue your research, regardless of status or appearance. That's the kind of integrity we need. As I write this from my new office overlooking the research center, I can see dozens of scientists working to expand on my discovery. None of them care where I went to school or what my brother thinks. They care about the lives we're going to save.